Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Thanks for spending some of yours with me on the channel today. Welcome back to the College Hoops 2K Legacy Mode series featuring the legendary Coach Carter. We're only 4 games into Coach Carter's 5th season at UT Martin, as the Skyhawks sport a solid 3-1 record, their most recent win, an impressive victory over the VCU Rams to wrap up their preseason tournament. Now, I promised you guys this season I'd follow the recruiting races a little bit more closely, so we'll begin episode 35 with an update. Coming up is a week-long signing period for high school recruits to sign in season, so let's dive into our recruiting board. Number 1 is Samuel Barnett, a polished 7-footer who could easily become a star in the conference. Faye and Fry are both upperclassmen, and we hold a slight advantage over Wofford in the race for the star-studded 3-star 7-footer. Number 2 is Kelvin Law, who's a bit of an unknown. Unlike Barnett, we didn't get to watch him play in high school over last offseason. He seems like a solid 3-and-D player, and we're fighting off Mississippi State for a chance at him. The last player who looks like he may have a chance of committing over the signing period to any school is Dominic Mims. We saw him play in AAU a season ago, but UTEP seems to be the heavy favorite, so we'll have to wave the white flag on him and use Byron Gill, the other guard we're recruiting, and go after him a lot harder, since Mims looks like he's a favorite for UTEP. So the recruiting signing period has started, and a shock to everyone's system, Samuel Barnett has not signed with UT Martin. He becomes a Wofford Terrier. Dominic Mims, no surprise there, he becomes a UTEP minor. But oh my goodness, how did Coach Carter miss out on this blue chip talent? A 7-footer, 3-star recruit. He looked so promising in AAU last season. Dominic Mims, of course, he'll be a UTEP minor. But on the bright side though, Kelvin Law, we do have 98% interest on him. We're right behind Mississippi State, so hopefully we don't lose out on him too. And with the departure of Samuel Barnett, that means Quinn Wilkerson, a 2-star 7-footer, will have to be a lot more of a priority going forward. And to make matters worse, in a sense, kicking us while we're down, we have to then go on the road to face a 7-footer in Derek McKinney. We just lost out on a big 7-footer in recruiting. Now we have to face another one for the number 5 ranked LSU Tigers in the entire country. 10-0, 5 players who score at least double figures in each ball game they've played so far. And this one wasn't very pleasant to watch if you're a UT Martin fan. We're going to hop in and hop out of this one. Wire to wire tonight, it was all us LSU Tigers, as you might expect. We just like to schedule a top 25 team every year to see where we're at. Sometimes we do well, sometimes we get smoked, and this one was the latter. 93-71 as we fall to 3-2 on the year. Not much you can do, but Jock Diggs still starred, 19 points per game as he's flirting with 20 points per game on this season. Chris Faye recorded a double-double, however his efficiency here in his senior year has been a little bit worrisome. He's only shooting around 40%, shot 2 of 12 against LSU. So, we're past LSU, past the recruiting drama. Let's hop into some good old conference play, facing the Murray State Racers, one of our oldest rivals here on this series. It all started back in Season 1 when we had to beat these guys on their home floor in overtime to clinch the 8th seed of the Ohio Valley Conference tournament to give Coach Carter his first ever game in postseason play, and ever since then, every matchup has been so intense. Normally, Murray State is so potent on offense, but due to some recent graduations, they're still trying to find their offensive identity this season, averaging less than 56 team points per game on the season, and dropping the first 10 games here in year 5. Pretty surprising there, but the matchup does get evened up a bit. As you see here, the freshman Dusty Harrison will start over Luke Lawton this game as a senior Lawton. He got a little dinged up, a knee injury, and lost to LSU. He's going to be playing probably not that many minutes, so Harrison will receive the spot start at the small forward position for his first collegiate start. Sebastian Farley gets the ball rolling, however, for the Murray State Racers, the former conference Freshman of the Year 3 seasons ago. He's a junior now, averaging 17 and 8 on the season for the Racers. Racing the ball up the other side of the floor, however, is Christopher Faye. Nice job beating the press there. Hamilton sets up Faye for a 3-point play. Gotta love the aggressiveness. Now stepping to the line is Devin Elatti, Murray State's top-rated freshman here. He's a 3-star center. He's the new starter at the 5 for them. But Dusty Harrison, nice job corralling that rebound over some taller players. He also leads Jock Diggs up the floor with a nice outlet pass as Diggs hits a pretty step-back J to give UT Martin the lead right back. Xavier and Prince, though, the 2 point guards for Murray State, Prince and Porter Todd, hook up there for a 3-pointer. Murray State already at 11 or 14 rather, team points on the ball game. They don't look like they're having any trouble this game finding their shots. 16-12 Murray State. Looks like they're really hungry for their first win of the season, but there comes Dusty Harrison. He finds his spot there nicely. There's his second basket of his first career start. Knotted up at 16 apiece. Sebastian Farley is sent back by Teron Gardner. Somebody who had a great episode today was Teron Gardner. Definitely keep an eye on him going forward. And Jacques Diggs, nice job setting up his man with the crossover, then exploding and getting creative around the rim there. 18-16, they'll go inside to LaKendrick Robinson, who's just off the mark. That's the backup center for Murray State. Good job, Teron Gardner standing tall, and making the extra pass there was Dusty Harrison. He continues to make positive play after positive play in his first career start. Diggs already up to 10 points. Really impressive. Diggs has been entirely up to expectation. He's averaging 18 points per game here on his junior year. Nice job going back door there is Micah Foreman, the former Florida State transfer, who averages 8 points, 11 rebounds at that two-guard position. Very impressive. As we all know, Florida State, he's bringing over some of those Seminole type tendencies. They always love to rebound and play defense. Nonetheless, back to the action. We saw Dusty Harrison with a veteran move. He drove with his offhand, scored over the tall trees inside. Under 2 to play here in the first half. Diggs takes advantage of the isolation opportunity on Sebastian Farley. Farley too slow there. He was caught on an island against one of the best ISO ball players in the entire conference, as Murray State has one more chance to get on the board to cut into this 5-point deficit before the half. Xavier Prince, off of the second chance opportunity, he will knock down his first basket of the ball game. Murray State is stepping up and hanging with UT Martin thus far, only down by 2. UT Martin's in the lead. I don't think anyone was expecting Murray State to play this good today, but here they are, only a possession away from the lead. They hung with us on the glass, on offense. All in all, it was an impressive performance from a club who looks eager to get their first win. Diggs dropped 15, leading all players, approaching his career high. Chris Fay has 5, 2 for 2, but Dusty Harrison has stolen the show a bit. 6 points for the freshman, he's 3 for 4, along with holding his own against Micah Foreman, the former Seminole. The freshman is filling the shoes of Luke Lawton in a big way. Let's cut back to the action, as tying up the game is Devin Elatti, the 3-star recruit. Elatti has 2 baskets here in the ball game, one of the best recruits across the entire conference. Some young talent for the Murray State Racers. Micah Foreman, he's been pretty solid today, missing the 3 there. He still has 9 points on the ball game. 38-36, Murray State, they trail, looking for a stop. However, Hamilton and Diggs hook up, and Diggs actually reaches his career high already. 20 points for Jacques Diggs, tying his career high, his career best, and we still got a lot of time to play in this one. Diggs gets a little creative, him and Pierre Hamilton here at the end of the shot clock. What a pass from Pierre Hamilton! Knocking down a 3 is Dusty Harrison. Hamilton with assist number 4. And once again, Murray State, they're holding their own this possession as well. We're going to have to get creative at the end of the shot clock for a second straight possession. But Jacques Diggs is the one bailing us out this time. Biggest lead of the ball game for the UT Martin Skyhawks. But Murray State not going anywhere. They continue to make this thing interesting. 51-46 to Ron Gardner. Hop step, kick out. Harrison again. 3-pointer number 2. Count them 2 for the freshman. And Murray State plays a lot of zone, but I've been really impressed with the IQ displayed by Harrison. He's really been finding his spots, continuing to move without the ball, and helping us slash up this zone defense. Under 6 minutes to play in the ball game, but Murray State continuing to run their sets. Beautiful pick and roll between Porter Todd and LaKendrick Robinson. Wow, what a pass by Porter Todd. The Racers have been sharing the ball all over the floor tonight. Down by a single possession. We got 4.5 left to play in this ball game, trying to hold off this upset chance by the Racers, but they force a turnover. Sebastian Farley gets his hand into the passing lane. What a dish on the other end by Elijah Stafford. He sets up Siaka Badije, the sophomore. Murray State cuts it to 1 now. 4 minutes to play. UT Martin on the ropes here. We were not expecting this in our first conference game of year 5, were we? This time the skip pass by Hamilton is not picked off. It's rotated over to Dusty Harrison. No hesitation from the elbow. Harrison up to 14, and then he also tips a pass too, records the steal, and gives it off to Pierre Hamilton. Harrison. Offense or defense has been superb in his first college start. I feel like with a performance like this, the sky is the limit for the first-year starter. He thought about it there from three-point range, instead makes a much better decision as UT Martin. They work it around the world to Jacques Diggs, who has now 28 points. And his efficiency has been great tonight and on the season. He's shooting 54% from the field, 44% from downtown on his junior season. And he also has a chance to put up 2 more free throws to ice this thing. And not only does he clinch the win with a pair of perfect free throws, he also reaches his first 30-piece of his season. He shatters his career high tonight. And the Murray State Racers go home empty, falling to 0-11 on the year. But you got to give it up to the Racers. They held their own tonight. When it comes down to conference play, it's all about finding different ways to win and getting creative. I'm sure we didn't expect to be within a possession of a 10-0 club to begin conference play, but that was the situation and we handled it nicely. Jacques Diggs, 6 threes, 30 points. Peter Hamilton had a very solid game as well. Dusty Harrison, what more can I say about him tonight? Blaine Fry and Chris Fay, they didn't really play all that well, but they were helped out with great performances from Teron Gardner, and Dominic Cleveland made some nice plays as well. And as we hop into some simulating, this second conference game against Morehead State, not as suspenseful as you can see. 92-75 is the win. Our offense continues to be great to start season 5. Despite the departures of Dwight Easley and Marcus Saunders, we continue to put up points in bunches. Hamilton again played well, 15-6 for him. Chris Fay got back on the right track, 13-5. Teron Gardner with a career night, 17-9. And Evan Schneiderman had a career high 11 points. And then we also make it 3 in a row. Coastal Carolina is the first of our last 3 conference games, and this was a pretty even matchup on paper. We pulled away at the end, 85-77. Chris Fay, again, 12-7, very solid, but Blaine Fry, that's 3 games in a row where he didn't play well, so wonder what's going on with Blaine Fry. He needs to turn it around pretty soon, but he did grab 8 boards. Jacques Diggs was on the bench next to Coach Carter for most of the game due to some foul trouble, still manages 5 points. Luke Lawton still playing dinged up, but he did have 10 in that game, so he might be ready to come back. However, don't let this take away from our 3 straight wins, but we do have some more sour recruiting news. Kelvin Law, he inks with Mississippi State, so now that's 3 recruits that we missed out on now. So recruiting looks a little bit spotty going forward, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We got to focus on the season right now. And to finish this episode, we'll be hopping into our last 2 non-conference games. The first against the MAC school, the Broncos of Western Michigan, who sport a 6-4 record. These guys outmatch us on paper and have an intriguing blend of shooting and athleticism that can frustrate defenses on a nightly basis. Aaron Bedeau leads the Bronx with 12 a night. He marks well in every column and shoots 41% from deep. We're also going to need Fay and Fry on their defensive A game tonight, as Elvis Fulton and Julian Kelly start in the front court for the Broncos, and both can run in transition and stretch the floor at a high level. So let's go against the MAC school, a conference that we saw Coach Carter have some interest from some teams interested in his coaching services, as Aaron Bedeau will spot up, and thanks to a friendly shooter's touch, he will get on the board quickly. He shoots over 41%, and that didn't take long for him to get on the stat sheet. 7-5 Bronx. We cut to them filling the high post, then going high to low. Elvis Fulton for the 3-point play. Christopher Fay, he's been in some foul trouble as of recently. He's missed a lot of time due to it. Missed a lot of time in the Murray State game. That's why Dominic Cleveland had so much time on the floor. 12-7 ball game as we see Jacques Diggs trying to go from 15 feet. But Julian Kelly's there to send that nonsense back. Bedeau to the short corner. Larry Acoso will pull up short and knock it down from 15 feet. You're seeing some of the athleticism on display for these Broncos players, and they have been in control thus far. 14-9 game. Julian Kelly from the right wing. He shoots a little under 40% despite being a 6'8" forward. Here he is stroking it once again. That's tray ball number 3 for the Broncos as a team. They continue to control this ball game. The crowd's starting to get into it. Definitely not the sight you want to see for Coach Carter and his boys in orange tonight. But let's calm down a little bit. Let's run a set play. Instead of throwing it across the court like this play normally ends in, Blaine Fry will instead keep it for himself and put in the post hook with his left hand. I like the decision making there by Blaine Fry. He looks to get it going. Very next possession, Teron Gardner sends back. That is Alexi Goins, who he rejected, a 6'6" senior for Western Michigan. Instead, on the other end, it'll lead to an open three here by Dusty Harrison. Psych, he's going to take it baseline, go with his offhand, put it through, absorb the contact from DeKyron Lewis, and Dusty Harrison once again shows that he can drive just as good as with his offhand as with his dominant hand. He'll knock down the free throw to boot. 19-13, Broncos still in front. Here comes Alexi Goins again. This time he's met with the same amount of resistance, blocked by Blaine Fry. Pierre Hamilton will lead the break. He finds the trailer. Teron Gardner puts in another layup. Nice pass by Pierre, and UT Martin on a nice little run here. 23-19, Broncos were right back in it. Chris Fay, the only starter out on the floor for UT Martin as the ball goes inside to him. Can't finish. Good resistance there. He was met with by the Broncos, but you guys know Pierre Hamilton as a guy who will never give up on a play. He'll take it away from Julian Kelly and go coast to coast. Nice job there by Hamilton. He gets on the board as he will actually check out now for Rashawn Martin. 23-21, Martin has become a pretty decent one-on-one player. Martin is very fast. He's 5'8", but his foot speed more than makes up for it. Nice job gliding past the taller defender there. 27-25 as UT Martin has a chance to tie the ball game here if Teron Gardner can be a little bit more careful with it, and he does. Delivers a nice pass to Jacques Diggs, who has 7 on the ball game. And simulation, he's been a little bit quiet since his 30-piece against Murray State. However, he's off to a nice start with a quick 7 points. Now knotted up at 27 apiece, under 3.5 to play. Coming off a screen is Diggs. He'll make the extra pass to Lawton, who has come back, and he is healthy this game. No more knee injury for Luke Lawton, and there's his first shot back healthy, back in the starting lineup, and we stay after it on the press. Hamilton, he'll take it down low, but he waits for some assistance, and Jacques Diggs gives it to him. 9 points for Jacques Diggs, assist number 3 for Hamilton. Timeout Broncos. What a run by UT Martin, and it all's been starting on the defensive side of the floor for us tonight. Pierre Hamilton, he manipulates that pick and roll to perfection. Blaine Fry's man came up to provide help, and so that dump down was as easy as can be. Nice up fake by Blaine Fry. This is the best we've seen Fry in weeks, and we'll head into the break with that score of 34-29, UT Martin out in front. If we can keep this up, this would be the best defensive performance on the entire season. The Broncos hold an 11 for 25 mark shooting, which is good for 44%. They didn't break 30 points and only have 2 players above 5 points in Aaron Bedeau and Larry Acosta. Diggs poured in 9 points with 2 assists, but he's been a bit turnover prone with 3. And Blaine Fry's had a huge bounce back effort with 8 points, 6 rebounds, and a steal, and a block. My man has been doing it all. He's picking up the slack as Chris Fay, for the second straight game, deals with foul trouble. We'll cut back to the action as Western Michigan, just like how they started out the game, they nail a 3 from the left wing. That is DeKyron Lewis. Everybody can shoot on this ball club. UT Martin ended the half on a 25-10 run after Western Michigan. They came out firing on all cylinders, but UT Martin continues to look to provide the pressure as they do here. They beat the pressure there. Nice job by Blaine Fry making the extra pass, and that'd be actually assist number 5 for Blaine Fry right there. He's been a big reason why this press from Western Michigan hasn't been causing us too many issues thus far. There's an errant 3-pointer by Larry Acosta, outlet by Dominic Cleveland. Rashawn Martin, he's met with some resistance, but he'll deliver a nice little handoff to Dusty Harrison from 15 feet away. Rashawn Martin with his first assist. Harrison 2 for 3 on the game. Despite Luke Lawton being healthy again and Dusty Harrison moving back to the bench, he's still making a good contribution. However, though, on the very next possession, Rashawn Martin, he's got 85 on-ball defense for a freshman. He's a great on-ball defender, but he commits a very uncharacteristic foul there. Fouling a jump shooter is something you never want to do, especially one of Aaron Bedeau's caliber. He would knock down all 3 free throws, and the bench comes out for the starters. The starting five got the quick rest they needed, so they will check back in up by 4 with 4 to play. Blaine Fry, look at that powerful move. Jacques Diggs set him up perfectly. And Blaine Fry, he has a double-double right now with 12 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists currently in the ball game. If he shared the ball a little bit more, he'd be on triple-double watch. Can you believe that? Nonetheless, let's cut back to some gameplay. 55-47, UT Martin. They will increase their lead to double figures with 3 minutes to go. What a performance tonight, especially on defense. It's been so impressive how UT Martin has overcome that slow start they had through the first 5 and some change minutes of this ball game. But Western Michigan, they still have a chance to score some points, but Blaine Fry will take it away. Once again, another deflection for the junior. Fry has been everywhere, offense or defense, and it will lead to a Luke Lawton run out and layup. Great job by Pierre Hamilton setting him up for assist number 5. Hamilton's averaging 6 assists on this season, so he's been sharing the ball very well. We all know that's his best trait. And Tennessee Martin runs away with it at the end for a 6-point win over this MAC opponent. The Hawks improved to 7-2 on the season thanks to Blaine Fry having the bounce-back performance he desperately needed after 3 very poor performances. 12, 11, 5 assists, a numerous amount of deflections, and a block, above 50% shooting. Diggs once again was okay. He still had a very solid performance, came up big at the end. Luke Law in his first game healthy picked up right where he left off. He's averaging 8 on the season. He had 11 and 6 tonight. So nothing but high fives and smiling faces all around if you're UT Martin. They look like they're going to be the heavy favorites as conference play picks up, but not before one more out-of-conference game against, you guessed it, our rivals, our out-of-conference rivals, the Belmont Bruins. We play them every single year. Much like Murray State, Belmont has been a heated rival for us since Season 1. The all-time series is tied 2-2, so whoever wins tonight will have major bragging rights. Vance Price has been the top player for these guys for years. The now junior small forward is a nightly double-double threat with 15 points and 9 rebounds. And 2 steals. Speaking of steals, Belmont's best attribute normally is their pressure and creating mistakes out of it. So ball control is always crucial against these guys, but we force a steal on our first defensive possession to get on the board. Hamilton links up with Lawton there. What a start there for UT Martin. Back here against Belmont, we've played these guys 4 times. Tonight will be the 5th time. Series is tied up 2-2 as Chris Fay gets a little fancy underneath the rim there. Tied up 4 here with 12 minutes to play in the first half of action. Chris Fay, this time he's met with a lot more resistance. Instead, he'll give it to Jacques Diggs, who spots up from the parking lot. Nice job there, Diggs, with his first basket of the ball game as he finally has his first taste of good minutes against Belmont. He's going to be in for a treat tonight. We're all always in for a treat whenever Belmont laces up their shoes against our guys. Vance Price knocks down a 3 to answer right back. 12-9 ball game. We got 5 minutes off the clock as Chris Fay wants to go one-on-one, but that one's tipped away by Johnston, the 2 guard, and he's got nobody back to stop him. Once again, Belmont, man, they're so good at wrecking havoc, forcing steals, getting deflections. It's their MO. And Johnston is the best 3-point shooter for Belmont. He averages 6 points per game on the year, 39% from beyond the arc, and Vance Price is right behind him at 36% from downtown, but Jacques Diggs will answer pretty quickly there to take the lead right back. Both Jacques Diggs and Vance Price, the leading scorers for their respective teams, they both reach 8 points there on back-to-back possessions. 20-16, Belmont out in front, approaching 7 minutes to play here in the first half. Rashawn Martin and some other bench pieces check in, including Teron Gardner, who continues to play at a sky-high level, absorbs the bump from Kerwin Hendricks. And Teron Gardner once again, the sky just seems like the limit for this kid with how he's been playing. And us losing out on Samuel Barnett, that may mean that Teron Gardner moves to the starting 4 position as Blaine Fry plays the 5 next year. And if he continues to play like this, then it's not going to be a discussion. That's going to be the rotation for sure. Nonetheless, let's cut back to the gameplay as Dusty Harrison with a turnover there. Turnovers have been a big issue for not only us but both sides. However, the biggest difference is Belmont is scoring off of the turnovers they create. There's another basket. Kerwin Hendricks, the sophomore off the bench, he gets on the stat sheet now. Johnston, the 3-point threat. He'll try to go to work, get inside to the lane. Instead, they'll swing this around to Grant Gabbard. Wow, what a take there. and Gabbard's second on the team in scoring at 8 points and 4 rebounds a night, so that shows you just how big of a disparity there is between Price and his teammates. However, we see Teron Gardner setting up Chris Fay, throwing it right back at Belmont's face. Let's take another look at this in the replay booth. That was a high IQ play by Teron Gardner. Threw up the pump fake. He had Aaron Potter, Christopher Fay's man, jumping out on him, and then he just had to make a nice crisp bounce pass to set up Fay. 29-27 though. Belmont still out in front as Blaine Fry goes to work, but he has it knocked away, met with a lot of pressure there. Aaron Potter will be the one recording the steal, however Blaine Fry gets it right back and will set up Diggs to take the lead. Don't let this high-octane, high-tempo pace fool you. This has been a fairly sloppy game on offense for both sides. A lot of team turnovers as the first half conclusion is right around the corner. Rashawn Martin checks in. He is the only bench player out on the floor along with Teron Gardner as he puts the crossover on Aaron Potter, the freshman big guy for Belmont. He leaves his ankles on the ground and he takes it all the way, absorbs the bump, and draws the three-point play. Rashawn Martin, what a play. Freshman on freshman crime right there. What a drive, a gutsy take by the freshman, and he puts it through. What a spark there for UT Martin, a team that desperately needs one as they're on the ropes once again. This is a team that we outrank pretty easily on paper, however they're hanging with us. We saw this back in the Murray State game as they go for the tie there, no good, but Aaron Potter wants his revenge. The 6'11 freshman comes right back at Blaine Fry, and he wants a three-point play of his own. Give him credit. Didn't put his head down despite being in Rashawn Martin's highlight tape. He still responds nicely and gives Belmont the lead, but we still have one more chance to take it right back. 3 seconds left. Hamilton wants a pick and roll between him and Gardner will pull up shorts and get the friendly bounce. And that wasn't the first jump shot that Gardner hit in the first half. He hit another one. Maybe he's expanding his range. That's pretty cool to see. Nonetheless, we lead by 1. Well, the Bruins, one reason why they're still in this game is that they're using their strengths to their advantage. They're using their length and athleticism to force tip passes and turning good defense into easy offense. Diggs has 11 and one of his best performances since his 30-point performance back against Murray State. Lawton has 6, and of course Fay has only played 8 minutes thanks to 2 personal fouls again. More foul trouble for Fay, but at least Gardner's been stepping up with 7 bench points. Reed Johnston, one of the best shooters across the entire Atlantic Sun Conference, misses there to try to tie it up. Offensive rebounds corralled by Grant Gabbard, taken away by Diggs, and the heat check falls for him. 16 points. What a firework there to begin the second half of action for UT Martin. Trailing by 5, Belmont in desperate need of a basket here. Ralph Gates, the point guard, he's throwing some nice passes today. This time he'll set up Reed Johnston, no good, but there is George Mayowa, the backup power forward. And one reason why Belmont is still in this game, on top of their playmaking on defense, their offensive rebounding has been superb. Meanwhile, they've been boxing us out on our offensive rebound chances. We haven't even grabbed one this game. And here they are again. George Mayowa gets blocked, but Grant Gabbard is there. And the goaltending is called on Christopher Fay, who checks back in after missing a lot of the first half. As we call timeout here, let's check to see what the offensive rebound differential is. Look at the bottom right there. 7 offensive boards to 0. That is inexcusable. Belmont is a solid team, but that cannot happen against any opponents. They've been outworking us. Despite being not as skilled as us, they're showing a lot of heart. That's a big reason why they're still in this game, as Mayowa makes it 8. He's got more offensive rebounds by himself than we do as a team, and by a wide margin at that. 51-50, Belmont has scrapped and clawed their way back into this game, but as we cut to Teron Gardner using a drop step move over a smaller defender, he reaches double figures once again here in his sophomore campaign. 53-52, bench in now for a quick breather given to the starters. Dominic Cleveland, he'll look for the skip pass. Dusty Harrison, he comes up huge again. 5 points for the freshman. Very efficient shooting for him in his freshman campaign. 56-52. Ralph Gates on the other side of things. He'll give it off to Aaron Potter, who goes backdoor to Vance Price. What a plays drawn up there. Quick off of beating the press. And Coach Carter has seen enough. Due to these 2 free throws right here by backup point guard Orlando Buford, the starters have a chance to come back in, and this free throw could tie it up, and that's exactly what transpires. Belmont was eager for that tie ball game, and they get it there thanks to 2 free throws by Buford. 58 apiece, approaching 5 to play. Blaine Fry will drive baseline. He will dish this one off into Christopher Fay. Great job breaking the press, and Blaine Fry continues to be cool, calm, and composed when it comes to facing pressure. Continues to make great passes. Now Belmont back on the attack. Grant Gabbert, he's second in the team in scoring, but he'll give this one off to Kerwin Hendricks, who will fade away from 3. He's their 6th man. He's got 9. That's 3-pointer number 2 for him on the ball game. 61-60 Belmont, as Reed Johnston will fire again. This time they finally miss a tray ball. Blaine Fry collects rebound number 4 and will lead Pierre Hamilton for the go-ahead bucket. Pierre Hamilton hasn't played very well in this one. A lot of turnovers for him, only his first basket there, but that's a huge one. However, this game has been played so fast, it's been like a track meet today. Grant Gabbert takes the lead right back for the Bruins. 63-62, Gabbert's got 9. They're doing a good job of spreading out the attack, the Bruins are. Now here's a nice lead pass though. Jacques Diggs finds the trailer. There is Blaine Fry. He's coming up big today, and then he records a steal there. Hamilton, he will try to kick it out for a 3-point attempt by Lawton, but that one is tipped away by Vance Price. Ralph Gates then gives it right back. This game is becoming very sloppy. It's a scrum right now, but thank goodness we have Pierre Hamilton to cool things off a little bit. Throws a nice lead pass there to Luke Lawton, who finishes a 3-point advantage for UT Martin, but Reed Johnston's got something to say about that. 7 points for the sniper. Johnston's only shot 2 for 8 from 3-point range today, but that one was a huge one to knot things up at 66 apiece. Now down the stretch, we're trying to go to our best player, let Diggs isolate, but Vance Price is there to provide help. He sends that one back as Ralph Gates, probably the best slasher on Belmont. He'll drive the lane, bounce pass to Johnston, who hits 2 in a row. Ralph Gates with assist number 4, and things have gone totally wrong here down the stretch for UT Martin. They're sweating. 71-68, Belmont on top with 60 seconds left to play. Diggs throws up the pump, tries to go with the teardrop down low. He doesn't get the bounce, and Chris Fay so close for the tip-in, but he misses. So Ralph Gates will collect the rebound and set things up for him and his Belmont teammates. 71-68, 35 seconds left to play. Here comes Potter from 10 feet out, and somehow he knocks it down. Another look at this one. He had 2 UT Martin players closing out on him, and what a meltdown we're seeing from UT Martin down the stretch. We can't cover the perimeter. We've been coming up short on offense, and that lucky shot there by Potter was what sealed our fate. Coming up just shy. Made a couple baskets down the stretch to cut it to 2, but that would be the final score. 76-74. Our rivals, Belmont, they win matchup number 5 all time, and they take the series 3-2 now. We're going to have to wait till next year to see if we can get our revenge. This loss really stings. This definitely is a night to forget. The type of game that'll keep you up at night as a coach. Ken Carter beside himself down the stretch there. Jacques Diggs had 26. Luke Lawton had 12. Teron Gardner and Chris Fay had 10 apiece. And Blaine Fry, even though his box score stats weren't outstanding or anything, I think this was a pretty solid performance. However, the defense down the stretch just completely went MIA. It's pretty unfortunate to see, but our defense has taken a bit of a step back this season. I feel it's just been hidden a little bit just because how good our offense has been. Nonetheless, though, we can't let that heartbreaking loss undo the progress we've made this season. We're 7-3 as the OVC slate picks up in the next episode. From here on out, it's going to be all conference games, and we're going to hop into that game against Austin Peay, another winless Ohio Valley Conference opponent. Very surprising. Maybe it's a down year for the conference. Who knows? We're going to have to wait till next episode to find out where the conference is at and where we're at as a team to see if we can get back to that number 1 overall seed and win the regular season crown for the first time since season 3. Thank you so much for joining me today on episode 35 of the UT Martin Skyhawks Legacy Mode, featuring the legendary Coach Carter. We've got to continue to try to win games, to try to find a better coaching job for Coach Carter in the future. UT Martin, though, you got to like what they're seeing on offense. Jacques Diggs has been completely up to expectations, and Dusty Harrison's been a diamond in the rough. Let's see if we can continue that momentum into conference play next time out. Stay tuned, everybody.